I would like to thank Brianna, who is Miss Springfield, on this call here today. I'll be asking you a few questions, if that's all right. So I've recently just found out that you have gone through your degree in one of the most difficult times in the world. So I'd like to congratulate you on that. And
Thank you.
you've still been going on with this initiative that you have, which is it's more than a smile. So what are the goals you would like to achieve with this initiative?
I think the goals I want to achieve with this initiative is to just bring kindness. I started my platform surrounding children with cleft lips and cleft palates, and I called it It's More Than a Smile because through my studies, I learned that it's not just a cosmetic need. And I think what a lot of people see is the outside appearance, and they don't realize that they're going to go through, some feeding difficulties. They're going to go through speech therapy. They're going to go through, bullying and things. And I think just learning that children with craniofacial differences are going to face all these challenges, and we need to support them. We need to be kind. We need to be inclusive. And so I think that's what I want to accomplish as my goal as Miss Springfield. I have some initiatives, some things on social media I do, just to bring awareness, empowerment, and hope.
That's amazing, yeah, because it's something that isn't really talked about. People only see the outside of the things, but it really affects your mental health as well. It affects the physical things that you do, and we have to raise awareness because of that. So was it always a dream goal for you to become a pageant, to be involved with pageant? And how did you feel when you became Miss Springfield?
So I wouldn't say it was always like I didn't grow up being like, oh my God, I want to be pageant queen. But my mom did compete in pageants, and a couple of years ago she was like, hey, I competed in the Miss America organization. I earned all these scholarships. It was a great time. She was an opera singer, so she sang as her talent because we have a talent portion. She's like, you should really give it a try. And I was like, okay. So last year I went out and I did my talent. I had my platform and all the things, and I ended up winning, and I won Miss Central Illinois. And I was like, oh my gosh, like what in the world is going on? This was just a practice round. Like I just wanted to see how it was. And I really just fell in love with it. I went to Miss Illinois last year, and I was like, I have to do this again. I got to do it again. And I need to expand my platform. I need to go beyond just cleft lip and cleft palate. I need to, embrace and empower all craniofacial differences. And so I went out for Miss Springfield, which is the first local of the season, and I won Miss Springfield, which was also kind of a shocking and surprise. I didn't expect to win that one either. And yeah, so I've done a lot this year. I'm loving the stuff I do. I was supposed to compete in June for Miss Illinois, but coronavirus has been pushed back to June of 2021. And so yeah, that was kind of the whole little summary of my journey as Miss Springfield.
Yeah, so yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Not many of us actually have a mindset like I 100% want to do this, but it sort of kind of fell onto you, and that coincidence turned out it was meant to be. Obviously because now you have that platform, and now you can advocate for whatever you like, and now craniofacial, is absolutely a massive thing, and it has to be talked about. And I'd like to thank you for that. Because you really didn't have to do all of this. So yeah, people like you really do change the world.
Thank you.
So could you explain a little bit about CCA and what you would feel like if you became accredited speaker?
So CCA, for those of you who don't know, it's the Children's Craniofacial Association, and they're actually how I got in contact with you. So that's great. They're a national organization run out of Texas, and they support children who have children and adults and their families who have craniofacial differences. So they provide syndrome books, they provide financial aid for people who have to travel for medical expenses. And then what I also loved about CCA was they have these free curriculum guides for teachers and students to use. And they surround the book Wonder and a lot of picture books. I know I have a good friend, Patricia Simon. She writes Smile with Simon in that series, and I love it. and they're Common Core curriculum guides, and they're free for teachers to request. And so I used to get all these questions at Miss Illinois. How are you going to teach children about craniofacial differences? You know, it's kind of a tough subject to teach. I mean, even kindergartners, how are you gonna do that? These curriculum guides were just so easy. They were wonderful, and I've been kind of promoting their organization as well, because I think they do a lot of great things. They have a virtual retreat that was hosted in June that I attended. I loved it. They put it together. It's really such a community. They also have an art contest coming up that people can draw pictures, and they have prizes. And I really just love the organization. I had a couple classrooms I was going to visit before Corona hit, to talk about their platform, talk about the Choose Kindness initiatives, the curriculum guides that they all had. And I'm working on something special with them, so stay tuned. But just love the organization, love everything they're about, and really aligns with my platform mission and goals.
Yeah, that's amazing. When I first came across CCA, I did kind of like a little check on what they were all about. I saw a couple videos, and that really just scratched the surface of what Absolute was amazing. You know, they do so much, and it definitely needs recognition. And so are you doing the course right now to do become accredited speaker?
I am.
Okay, yeah. I know, because now I am accredited speaker for CCA, and it's absolutely amazing. You know, it opens up so opportunities, and I wish the best of luck for you.
Thank you.
So this is like a big question, so you might need a bit to like think about it. Where do you see yourself in 10, 5 years? Where do you see yourself in the future?
That is a good one. Oh,
10
10 years. I usually get where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah.
That's a little bit more to scale. 10 years. Well, I'll have completed my degree in speech pathology. And what I really love about the degree is that it has so many opportunities. You know, I can work with in like a skilled nursing facility with children with their articulation, or in a hospital, work with children who have craniofacial differences, which would be amazing. So I will probably have a job by then in one of those fields. I'm leaning more towards children, of course. That's where I first fell in love with the degree. And then I really love my little hometown here. So I'll probably come back to my hometown. It's in rural Illinois, which is also pretty cool because just a small town feel. So I enjoy it, and I want to bring the services of like speech and language to my rural community in Illinois, because a lot of services are in Chicago, like big name cities, and outside of, I don't know if you're familiar with the geographic, but like Chicago's up here, and then the rest of Illinois is agriculture. And you know, you have to drive, if you're from one of those rural towns, drive hours to get certain services, especially for children who have craniofacial differences. So I kind of want to make those services more accessible. I've also toiled with maybe going down the path of like research and getting my doctorate. So maybe I'll be looking at that in 10 years as well. So a lot that could go on, but for sure we'll have a job in one of those fields.
Yeah, it's amazing because it's such a massive question to like be asked on like spot. Where do you see yourself in the future? You know, because obviously want to take that to the next step, and that's definitely 100%. And I wish you all the best for the future. You know, because we all deserve to have what we think's best for us and our dream jobs. You know, so yeah, I wish you the best.
Thank you.
So this is another big question, you know, for your journey, you know, that you've worked yourself up to this spot. So is there a group of people or person or individual that really stood out to you and become kind of like, who do you look up to the most? Who's your role model?
Oh man. Well, definitely, obviously my mother. I think she's such a strong woman. She put me on this path towards this organization. She's a healthcare worker right now, so she's holding together a building, especially during this time of coronavirus. And then she's also taking care of me. And then I also have 2 younger brothers, so us 3. And you know, she's always been the caregiver, very loving, very supportive. Sometimes tells you how it is, but that's what you need to hear. And I would definitely say my mother is someone I look up to.
Yeah, that's amazing. We all have our own role models, and it's just so interesting to like hear like who really stood out for you. Because I've got quite a few different answers, whether it's quite a big social person, like I've heard the sorts of Barack Obama, who's also an inspirational speaker, and people say their family as well, and all of them are the right answers because we all have our own person, or group of people. So, what do you reckon the most important issue your generation is facing? So, what do you think really needs to be focused on? What do you think needs to be, or something that hasn't really been shone upon but needs to be focused?
Hmm. And like a worldwide issue or like in the United
Yeah.
States?
So, yeah, like a worldwide issue, or it could be in your local area.
Well, I always like to think of as technology continues to grow, I think that it's a great platform to use, like Zoom, where we get to do all this educational stuff. We get to meet people from all over the place. Social media gives us instant connections at our fingertips. But I also think that an issue that we're coming up on is that people are losing their soft skills. And
Mm.
so they're losing how to talk to people in public, how to talk to people face to face, how to work on job interviews and work together. And especially a generation now, if I wanted to find something, I just look it up and I have it right here. I don't have to search for it. I don't have to wait for it. So in a way, I think maybe our generation is becoming impatient and we rely too much on social media. Like the Wi-Fi crashes, people don't know what to do. I think technology is a good thing, but I also think that in the future it can also be
Yeah. Be
something
too
that,
far.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, so yeah, again, that's such an amazing point to bring up on because we don't really understand how much we rely on technology. Like right now, we're using technology. We might be using it in the day, it might be the small things in the background, but it's always there. And honestly, I can admit, I don't know what I'd be doing without technology because I wouldn't be able to speak to other people. And I'm kind of like quite a social person, so I always like to check on my Instagram. I'm always there to like checking up things. So yeah, it's another massive thing. We do rely on social media so much nowadays. And yeah, have you this is going to be quite a close topic. Have you ever been bullied? You don't have to answer this, but if you can, then tell us maybe ways how you handled it if you were.
Hmm. I would say the first thing that comes to my mind is when I was a freshman in high school.
Mm.
I was from a small grade school. I went to a Catholic grade school. And then when I transferred, I went to a big public high school. So a lot of these kids who went to the public school had been together for, K through eighth grade, where I was with a Catholic school that only had 10 kids in their graduating class. And only, I think, 5 of us went to this public high school. And so we were definitely I wouldn't say bullied, but we were teased for being kind of the Catholic kids, the different kids. We worked a lot harder than I think some of the public school people did to fit in, to make friends and things like that. And so I would definitely say that was a time in my life that was a little bit more challenging than how it should have been, I guess you could
Yeah,
say.
yeah, because we all should have the same amount of equality, and really, just because we all come from our own different backgrounds, it shouldn't be really something that should be judged upon. Because we should be judged on our personalities, and as far as it goes any further, no, no, it only should be for who we really are in the inside. And yeah, that's absolutely amazing because it's good to share our stories, but it can be hard to speak upon sometimes. And I was bullied quite severely in my primary school, but now I've learned to cope with it in different ways. Did you find any different ways you coped with the situation you were going through, or did you really just let it slide?
I think I just let it run its course.
Okay.
I mean,
Mm.
talking to my couple friends that had also come to the Catholic school as well, but I think I just kind of shrugged it off.
Yeah, yeah, that's many people's way of coping, and yeah, we're trying to evolve on that, try and get rid of it entirely, but it's gonna take quite a while. So first of all, I'd like to thank you for the time that you spent here today, Brianna. It's just amazing to speak to you. I know you have quite a tight schedule, and yeah, again, just a big thank you. So, is there anything you would like to speak upon, or is that it? Do you reckon you've said anything?
Just would like to thank you again for meeting with me. This is the second week that
Mm,
you've given your time to meet with me and to promote not only your platform but mine as well.
mhm.
Um, you're doing great work. I mean, I love seeing all the posts
Thank
that
you.
you post on your Instagram page, and your mom shares all these wonderful things with me. And I'm, oh my gosh, like sometimes I can't even keep up. She just sends all these things to me. But yeah, thank you for taking your time out. Thank you for allowing me to promote my platform and what I'm doing over here in the United States. I hope to grow it. I hope to expand this platform through the course of this year. Yeah, just thank you so much for this opportunity and for meeting with me again.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Thank you again.